Chapter 1. Accept that everything in life is a trade off. Mark Manson wrote a blog post based on a story he read on Facebook. I know these two facts were already enough for you to question the depth of what I am about to say, but hear me out. It will be worth it. This story was shared by CTV News Canada. The main person involved was a man named Mohammed El Arian, the CEO of a $2 trillion worth bond fund called PIMCO. PIMCO. Financially speaking, he was a wealthy man with a decent $100 million per year salary and an upward running career. Even though his career path was enviable and extraordinary, Al Arian decided to resign his position. Why would he do that? You might ask. What can be better than $100 million salary? Maybe a 200 million one. No. Finding a better paying job was not his reason for quitting. He wanted to spend more time with his 10-year-old daughter. Of course, news like this doesn't go unnoticed in our society. It circulated like wildfire because the reason behind his decision was somewhat contradictory to today's Western society values, namely to get rich, richer, and the richest. What on earth led El Arian to this decision? The deal breaker day when he came to his decision began like any other day. He had an argument with his daughter about a trivial issue. He asked her to brush her teeth. When the little one refused, the dad, fueled by parental superiority and shortage of time and patience, supported his demand with the following argument: I am your father, and you will do what I say. The little girl, hearing his reasoning, asked for her father's patience. She entered her room and a few minutes later came out with a paper where she had written down 22 moments of her life in the current year where her father was not present because of his work. These childishly scratched sentences of his daughter changed something in Muhammad El Arian because the next day he quit his job despite his salary ridiculously rich in zeros. He chose to be a father for his child instead. Economists call this phenomenon paying the opportunity cost. I just call it the something for something principle. In other words, anything you choose to do will cost you in not doing something else. You can't have it all. Every time you make a decision, an abundance of parallel universe choices fly out the window. If you choose to have a shiny career, you pay for it with your time and energy. Being more present at home will result in less presence in your workplace. Choosing the Nutella donut will result in not having the cinnamon donut, and so on. If you want to have a smooth journey on this earth, you have to accept one thing: you can't have everything, at least not at the same time. Every choice you make is also a sacrifice. In the case of El Arian, the something was his job, which he gave up for another something, that is, his daughter. Every choice has a price. The bolder the choice, the bigger opportunity cost you have to pay. Some people are admired in our society for their money and success. Yet, there is an equally huge opportunity cost behind them, and many things they gave up for their success. Bill Gates was famous for sleeping in his office. Angelina Jolie can't make a step without being photographed or harassed by the media. Don't feel sorry for them. Their fate was their choice and they are responsible for it. Every great achievement comes with great cost. Everything you chooses to do removes him from another opportunity he could do instead. Therefore, when someone chooses to spend his time doing you a favor, he expects a reward for it. If you go to work for a company, you expect a salary. You trade your time for money. I collected the dishes for the canteen lady and expected food in return. Just as she expected me to do the dishes before giving me food. If someone helps you with your work, they expect something else in return, your goodwill or help or your peanut butter muffins. People hardly ever do anything unless there is something in it for them. I learned this lesson well in my hungry teenage years. When I just sat passively in the kitchen, I went to bed hungry. The canteen lady just washed her dishes and went home exhausted. Both of us were losers at the end of the day. The supply and demand set face to face, but for some reason they ignored each other. I didn't ask for food, and she didn't ask for help. When my hunger finally showed me the way, we left the kitchen with a win win feeling. We both added something in the value basket and took something out of it. How costly is opportunity anyway? The world is much more complex than ancient barter. We have so many opportunities that alluringly invite us to choose them. The abundance of choice created by modern society makes the opportunity cost seem higher than ever before. To choose something, we perceive that we say no to 10 things, which increases our remorse and triggers our guilt. People constantly feel insecure about their choices. What if I wasted time by doing this? I could have done that instead. I would have been so much happier, more productive, etc. The world isn't going easy on you, is it? In the age when the ancient barter was trending, everybody had their role in society. The role was determined by birth much of the time. Those who were born farmers didn't have another choice than being a farmer. The son of the blacksmith inherited the workshop and the profession from his father. The sick and weak son of the blacksmith became the next priest of the village. These people didn't aim for anything else other than becoming a good farmer or a talented blacksmith, partly because they weren't aware of anything else being available to them, and partly because they felt no pressure in leveling up their lives. They had it all in an old sense of the meaning. The farmer brought fresh products to the blacksmith, who sharpened the gardening tools of the farmer in return. This was the rudimentary art of a deal. Not today. Today there are so many opportunities, and what's more, we are reminded of these opportunities so often that regardless of the choices we make, we end up feeling regret and like we are missing something. If you choose to be a successful business owner, you will inevitably have to decrease time spent on your love life or with your family, friends, and hobbies proportionately in order to prioritize your business. Books, movies, advertisements will put the importance of family, love, and healthy hobbies on constant full display, triggering a sense of loss and regret in you. If you choose to be a boring but useful piece of society, you will look resentfully on the rich and beautiful. If you are living an extraordinary, glamorous life, you might wish to have a quiet little lodge somewhere near the Canadian border away from all the fame and fuss. What is the solution to breaking out of the fear of missing out? More money? Like it's that easy. You might say, you're right, it is not that easy. Having enough money is not purely under your control. You can't say, I want $1 million, and the next hour the guy from DLS knocks your door with a special delivery. I've been reflecting a lot on how to answer the question of how to break the FOMO rut myself. My mind was very undisciplined and troubled about the choices I felt I had missed over the years. Then one day I came up with an answer. As the previous chapter concluded, you can change only those things that are under your control. What is under your control in the case of the FOMO rut? Your needs and wants. You can't fully control your income, especially if you are a business owner. You certainly can't generate more time. Even in the span of your 24 hours, you can't have total control. An unexpected accident on the highway, a broken oven, a power outage, and all your plans can go down the drain. Don't stress over things you can't change. Focus on what you can control instead, your own heart's desires. Mark Manson contemplates, what if the solution is simply accepting our bounded potential, our unfortunate tendency as humans to inhabit only one place in space and time? What if we recognize our lives' inevitable limitations and then prioritize what we care about based on those limitations? People who complain about a tiring job, lack of time, being stuck in a rut, feeling that their lives are not heading anywhere, having no personal life, or that they don't know what to do to turn their lives around, usually have one single problem. They don't know what their real priorities in life are. Do you know what yours are? What is your most important goal in life? What goal are you willing to sacrifice the most for? There is no wrong answer to these questions. Crystallize what your most important goal is and focus your time and energy accordingly. If you think that family and career is equally important to you, don't worry. There is a solution to have them both. You can't have everything. However, you can have something all the time. Look at El Arian. First, he focused on his career, sacrificing everything for his career's sake. He persisted and made it. Then he gave up his career for everything else. Once he had the money, he could be truly present in his daughter's life without worrying about his financial life. Now that you are aware of the something for something principle, let's see how can you see it in everyday life. In business, people will only help you if you can compensate them somehow for their time, effort, and knowledge. Nobody works for free. Just like you, they are also working hard to reach their goals. How would you feel if someone asked for your help and then disappeared? taking advantage of you by stealing your time. Maybe you would be pissed, but you would get over it, right? Okay, then let's change the word time for money. Taking advantage of you by stealing your money. I bet you would be furious. Time is money, one way or another. I would say time is even more precious than money. Next time, before you ask someone for help, consider the following: what can I do for this person to get what I want? If you give good things to the world, you will get good things back. Maybe your kindness won't be rewarded instantly, but you will get what you deserve eventually. What can I give to get? Who would you rather help? Someone who comes to you asking for your peanuts, or someone who offers you candies first for your peanuts? Human nature is coded to equalize the balance between how much we give and get. In most cases, people focus on the get side of the equation because they don't want to give more than they get. However, people also hate to feel indebted to others. Did a colleague ever treat you to coffee and you felt uncomfortable around them until you reciprocated? What's more, because your colleague offered his treat so selflessly the other day, you wanted to show some extra appreciation, more than just equalizing the balance. So you added a cookie to the coffee treat. Now your colleague feels indebted. So the next time he will bring an extra muffin his wife just baked to give to you, and so on. If we give first, we will start to get more. One day, I found a wallet full of money. The evil advisor inside me quickly sat on my left shoulder, whispering, "Take the money and run. You won't have to wash dishes for weeks." Yeah, you're right. Evil little voice in my head. I hate dishwashing anyway. I will save so much time and eat much better food than leftovers. However, another voice spoke up on my right shoulder. Take a look at this old wallet. Someone worked hard for that money. How could you take that away? You have the possibility to eat. If you take the money, this person might not have that chance. Cursing my good side, I decided to take a look for an ID in the wallet, hoping to see a 20-year-old Yahoo who just lost his lunch money. Instead, I recognized a middle aged man who held some classes quite often at my dorm's gym. I went to the gym and saw that he was still there. I went to him and returned his wallet. He was very surprised to see me return his money. He had just finished his class, so we started talking. It turned out he was a 3 Dan Aikido master. While telling me stories about the Aikido philosophy, he noticed a glow of interest in my eyes. Unexpectedly, he asked me to try his classes. For a moment, I thought I misheard him. The very thought of belonging somewhere sounded more than inviting. I still felt like a stranger in the new city. I would have paid all the opportunity cost to do Aikido. But I knew I couldn't pay the financial cost, so I politely refused his offer. After a moment of consideration, he told me the money he had in his wallet would cover my membership fee for a year. If money was the reason why I declined his offer, I shouldn't worry because I just paid it. I learned a great life lesson that day. What you give is what you get back. If you give good things to the world, you will get good things back. Maybe your kindness won't be rewarded instantly. Maybe it won't be the same person who will repay it. But you will get what you deserve eventually. Don't forget, there's always an opportunity cost in your decisions. If you can help it, make sure you give first and give good things to others.